The Paracrad family, the oldest and most mysterious alchemist family, is introduced cloaked in shadow and wielding a glowing green book of secrets. They look like they're about to drop the hottest mixtape of the century, but instead of sick beats, it's probably bioweapons. This is a close-up of one of the Paracrad alchemists, surrounded by bubbling green potions and arcane symbols. They seem to be brewing something potent, and probably not FDA approved. Oh dear, it appears the Paracrad family's alchemical experiments have had some unintended consequences. A green fire-breathing dragon-like creature attacks a city, much to the horror of the fleeing citizens. This image showcases a terrifying red creature, possibly another result of the Paracrad's experiments, descending upon the city, wreaking havoc and destruction. Looks like someone skipped the ethics in alchemy class. This close-up features a bald man, possibly a victim of the Paracrad's experiments, with bulging eyes and a giant mosquito-like creature on his head. The poor fellow looks like he regrets his life choices. The Paracrad family's crest is shown tattered and faded, signifying their fall from grace 300 years ago for mysterious, unknown reasons. Even alchemist empires crumble, it seems. Esau Paracrad, the last talented descendant of the Paracrad family, vows to restore the family's glory by creating biochemical weapons to rival the gods. He's got the evil genius look down pat. Esau stands in a futuristic, green-lit laboratory, overseeing the completion of his strongest biochemical weapon, Final Calamity. After 400 days of relentless effort, this is definitely not going to end well. Esau instructs his rat-like assistant to begin the final steps of the Final Calamity process. Esau might want to work on his interpersonal skills though. Calling your assistant filthy rat is just rude. The rat assistant, whose real name is revealed to be Cheese, protests Esau's constant insults. Honestly, who can blame him? Filthy rat is not a term of endearment. Cheese monitors the vital signs and purity of the Azoth cultivation fluid, reporting that everything is stable. He might be a filthy rat, but he's a competent filthy rat. Black sulfur is added to the cultivation tank to remove impurities. The purity of Azoth drops slightly, but vital signs remain stable. Alchemy is a delicate science, even the chaotic kind. White mercury is added to stabilize the test subject's personality. The purity of Azoth drops again, stabilizing personality with mercury. What could possibly go wrong? Yellow salt is added to reshape the test subject's soul. Azoth's purity continues to drop. Reshaping souls with salt sounds like a recipe for disaster, literally. Esau initiates the final step, draining the Azoth waste fluid, depressurizing the tank and preparing to open it. The moment of truth approaches. Cheese closes the safety valve and opens the cultivation tank. Whatever's inside is about to be unleashed upon the world. The cultivation tank opens, releasing a mysterious green mist. The suspense is killing me. Maybe literally, considering the Paracrad family's track record. Esau, holding the blueprint, proclaims the completion of his ultimate creation, Final Calamity. He has that "I'm going to take over the world" glint in his eye. The blueprint reveals Final Calamity's monstrous form. It's tall, pointy, and looks like it skipped leg day. Esau commands Final Calamity to conquer the world. World domination is apparently on the agenda. A delicate foot steps out of the tank. Wait, delicate? That's not what the blueprint showed. A close-up reveals a rather ample chest. This definitely wasn't on the blueprint. Esau's Final Calamity seems to have undergone some unexpected changes. The occupant of the tank is revealed to be a beautiful blonde woman. Well, this is a surprise. Give me the formula for this test subject. I have a lot of experiments I need to test on. Esau is understandably shocked by the unexpected outcome of his experiment. He expected a monster, not a babe. Esau realizes he needs to observe the test subject up close. For science, of course. Cheese warns Esau against direct contact, citing biochemical safety protocols. Cheese is apparently the voice of reason in this madhouse. Esau ignores Cheese's warning, prioritizing his own curiosity. Rules are for fools. The blonde woman looks serenely at Esau. She seems remarkably unfazed by being grown in a tank. Esau wonders if the woman is Final Calamity in a human disguise. A beautiful, busty disguise. Esau theorizes that the woman's breasts might be energy sacs, storing the power of Final Calamity. He's taking the observe up close instruction very seriously. Esau decides to test his theory, for science. Esau assesses the touch and softness of the test subject, definitely still for science. Esau concludes with some disappointment that the test subject is just an ordinary human. Where's the world-destroying monster he ordered? Esau panics, questioning the absence of the various monstrous body parts he had transplanted into the original test subject. He's put a lot of effort into this monster, after all. Isao notices that the test subject's eye, which should have been the Emerald Empress's sad eye, is normal. His meticulous plans have gone awry. Isao continues his frantic assessment, noting the lack of a mechanical heart he implanted. This is a full-blown existential crisis for an evil alchemist. Cheese's glowing eyes appear in the darkness. He knows something's up. Cheese warns Isao to be careful. His ominous tone suggests trouble. Isao, distracted, looks up in response to Cheese's warning. This is not the best time to be caught off guard. The blonde woman suddenly attacks Isao. Looks like Cheese's warning was justified. Cheese reveals that he has prepared Isao's epitaph, detailing his death at the hands of a pitiful 15-year-old virgin. That's a burn even an alchemist can't heal. Isao threatens to put ABAC worm eggs into Cheese's cheese storage. That's a fate worse than death for a cheese-loving rat man. Cheese is horrified by the cruel fate Isao has planned for him. Isao versus Cheese. This is getting intense. A vial of experimental mutated fire slug blood lies spilled on the floor next to the blonde woman. Someone clearly came prepared. Isao, much to his surprise, finds himself still alive after the attack. Plot twist. The woman explains that Isao had added his own soul extract to the Azoth fluid, creating an affinity that prevents her from harming him. Looks like his own precautions saved him from his creation. Cheese is shocked by the revelation, having no recollection of adding Isao's soul extract. Someone's been tampering with the ingredients. Isao instructs Cheese to recalibrate the yellow salt proportion in the Azoth fluid. Back to alchemy basics. Cheese looks suspiciously at a vial of manifested liquid soul extract, wondering what it is. Don't drink the experiment, Cheese. Cheese, tempted by the smell, considers adding the extract to his wine. Oh Cheese, no, this is why we can't have nice things. Cheese realizes with dawning horror that he has messed up big time. Drinking the experiment is never a good idea. Isao, now pinned beneath the blonde woman, orders her to get off him and behave. His final calamity seems to have a mind of its own. The blonde woman stares intently at Isao. Things are about to get awkward. The blonde woman leans in closer to Isao, who questions her intentions. Things are officially awkward. The woman kisses Isao. Well, that escalated quickly. Isao is flustered and surprised by the kiss. His plans for world domination seem to have been derailed by love. The woman continues to kiss Isao, who is clearly enjoying it despite himself. World domination can wait. Isao's eyes swirl in a daze. He is completely smitten. Isao pushes the woman away, realizing he's been compromised. Too much for science. Isao calls for Cheese to bring the purification spray, feeling exposed. Time to cleanse himself of these impure thoughts. Isao slams the button for the purification spray. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The blonde woman looks up, confused, as the spray descends. Someone's about to get a shower. A cracking sound is heard from the cultivation tank. Oh, that doesn't sound good. The blonde woman presses against the glass of the tank, which begins to crack under pressure. Looks like the ordinary human facade is cracking too. Isao and his clone chug down potions in preparation. Double the Isao, double the trouble. The blonde woman shouts, "Wait!" as Isao seemingly remembers something, and the image of a wounded purple-haired woman flashes before his eyes. Clearly, there's more to this story. Cheese questions what Isao is looking for as he rummages through documents. Isao's on a mission. Isao finds what he's looking for. A file on the original test subject, Human 2252, mystery solved. Isao confirms that the file pertains to the original test subject for Final Calamity. The pieces are starting to fall into place. Cheese recalls rescuing a girl, missing limbs and near death a year ago. Recognizing her as the original test subject, he even thought she looked familiar. Isao notes the change in the test subject's personality, as well as her hair color. Something definitely went wrong with the experiment. The scene flashes back to 1 year ago at the Golden City White Queen Bank. It's heist time. Someone is sneaking around the bank's ventilation system. This can only mean one thing: shenanigans. A timer counts down. Tick-tock. The timer reaches 0. Showtime. The device explodes, releasing a green gas. Time for Plan B. A bank employee smells something. Probably not daisies. Isao and Cheese stand in the bank's restroom, seemingly unconcerned. They're either very brave or very foolish. Cheese remarks that the dragon spider toxin should have been released by now. These guys aren't here for the free mints. Cheese pulls out a device. This is not a good sign for the bank. Isao and Cheese, equipped with weapons, prepare to make their move. Let's begin, indeed. Chaos erupts in the bank as people collapse. The heist is in full swing. Bank guards confront Isao and Cheese, demanding to know who they are and why they are robbing the bank. It's a fair question. Esau, uninterested in explanations, shoots one of the guards with a green substance. Actions speak louder than words, apparently. A green slime creature emerges, gross but effective. Esau comments on the slime creature's cuteness. He has a rather unique definition of cute. A woman and child cower in fear, begging Esau not to kill them. He doesn't seem like the forgiving type. Esau takes the child's lollipop, villainy at its finest. Cheese assures the child that the lollipop is strawberry milk flavored, as promised. He's a villain with a sweet tooth, literally. Esau hangs a closed for business sign on the bank door. Considerate even for a criminal. Cheese welds a pipe shut. They're not leaving any witnesses. Cheese uses his weapon to incinerate something. Hopefully it was just paperwork. Esau sets a timer. Time to get out of there. An explosion rocks the bank. Mission accomplished. Esau and Cheese stand before a mountain of cash. That's a lot of lollipops. Esau and Cheese fist bump, celebrating their successful heist. They make a good team, if a morally bankrupt one. Esau reflects on his crime as he and Cheese flee the scene. He's embracing his inner poet. Esau and Cheese walk away from the bank carrying bags of money. They look very pleased with themselves. Esau revels in the success of the robbery, considering himself Golden City's most evil criminal genius alchemist. He has high aspirations. Cheese suggests celebrating at the Black Lion Bar with girls and drinks, but Esau insists that every penny must go towards the final calamity experiment. Party pooper. Cheese is bored by Esau's dedication to his experiment, but Esau dreams of the day when Golden City will be their playground. He's got big plans. Esau continues to fantasize about the Paracrad family becoming famous across the world. World domination, here we come. Cheese agrees with Esau's plan, imagining a future where he can do whatever he wants. His dreams are a little less ambitious. Esau shares his specific and slightly disturbing fantasies about humiliating the city's heroes and mayor. He's got a grudge. Esau and Cheese share a laugh, finally on the same page. Evil minds think alike. A gunshot rings out. Someone's crashing the party. Cheese wonders if the Safety Inspection Bureau is chasing them. Looks like someone's on their tail. Esau recognizes the gunshot as coming from a large caliber revolver, not the standard issue firearm of the Safety Inspection Bureau. This is a professional. The shooter is revealed to be a man with a fedora, cigar, and a cybernetic eye. He is Homirk, the bullet gentleman. A purple-haired woman lies wounded on the ground. Looks like she was caught in the crossfire. Esau is annoyed that Homirk, instead of dealing with the bank robbery in his district, is chasing them and blocking their escape. He underestimates the bullet gentleman's motives. Homirk is revealed to be a member of the Hellhound unit. Despite his injuries, he has taken down 5 top detectives. The man demands the assassination list from the wounded woman, promising to spare her life if she complies. He seems like a reasonable negotiator. The wounded woman glares defiantly at Homirk. She's not giving up without a fight. Homirk remembers that members of the Hellhound unit have their vocal cords removed. Communicating must be a hassle. Homirk removes something from the woman's body. Looks like he found what he was looking for. The woman attacks Homirk with a hidden blade. She's tougher than she looks. Homirk comments on the woman's tenacity even in her wounded state. She's a bad girl. The man spots a teddy bear lying nearby. This might be important. Homirk wonders if the assassination list is hidden inside the teddy bear. Clever girl. The woman shoots Homirk's hand. She's not going down without a fight. The woman screams in pain as Homirk retaliates. He's not a gentleman anymore. Homirk kicks the woman. This fight is getting brutal. The man steps on the woman, asserting his dominance. He's making a point. Homirk decides to return the teddy bear to the woman. This is not an act of kindness. The woman destroys the teddy bear, revealing nothing inside. Double bluff. Homirk shoots at the woman. He's lost his patience. Then he considers taking the list from the woman's corpse, reasoning that it will still earn him a reward. He's a practical man. The man reveals his true nature. A money-hungry city hero. Not all heroes wear capes. Homirk senses someone's presence. Who's there? Esau introduces himself as Golden City's most evil criminal and greatest alchemist. Dramatic entrance. A close-up of Esau, his face obscured by a gas mask. He means business. Esau introduces his right-hand man, Dr. Crazy Mouse, aka Cheese. He's got style. Cheese corrects Esau, stating that they are equal partners, not right-hand and subordinate. They have a unique dynamic. Cheese insists on being called Mysterious Dr. Crazy Mouse, emphasizing the adjective. He's very particular about his title. Esau and Cheese argue about the redundancy of crazy in Cheese's title. Even villains have their petty squabbles. Homirk tells Esau and Cheese to stop arguing, threatening them with never seeing their mothers again if they continue interrupting. He's not afraid to play dirty. Esau and Cheese, feeling underestimated, decide to show Homirk their results. Time to unleash the science. Esau and Cheese draw their weapons. Things are about to get messy. Esau and Cheese kick their money bags at Homirk. Distraction tactic. Homirk examines the bags. He's about to get a nasty surprise. Homirk realizes Esau and Cheese are the ones who robbed the White Queen Bank. He's piecing things together. Esau and Cheese look smug. They're ahead of the game. Homirk criticizes Esau and Cheese's boasting, calling them low-level rookies. He's not impressed. Homirk decides to give Esau and Cheese 3 seconds to run. He's feeling generous. Esau, unfazed, tells Homirk to shoot. He wants to witness the Golden City's #1 sharpshooter in action. Homirk tries to pull the trigger, but his gun is jammed. Oops. Homirk struggles with his suddenly heavy gun. Something's not right. Homirk falls to his knees, weakened. The tables have turned. Esau explains the effects of the powerless nerve gas. He's a walking encyclopedia of bioweapons. Homirk, panicking, asks Esau his purpose and if he's trying to save the purple-haired woman. He's desperate for answers. Esau denies trying to save the woman, claiming they are villains who dislike city heroes. He's sticking to his brand. Esau shoots Homirk with another bioweapon. Looks like the bullet gentleman has met his match. A surprised green slime with a magnificent mustache is seen under a falling hat. It seems our hero has some special magic bullets. The slime bounces away at high speed, leaving a trail of dwang sound effects, while a masked figure expresses disdain for silver-licensed heroes. Guess even slimes have their pride. The masked figure, resembling some kind of furry with a gas mask and an earring, orders a cleanup and suggests heading back to base for some fun. This fun sounds ominous. Another figure, cloaked and with dark hair, questions the masked figure's actions as a wounded woman lies on the ground. Oh, looks like someone isn't on board with the fun plan. The masked, furry-like figure explains he's observing the wounded woman's survival time. The dark-haired figure listens, a thoughtful expression on his face. A closer look at the severely injured woman with purple hair reveals the extent of her wounds. A gouged eye, broken ribs and severed limbs, plus rotting wounds. This looks beyond saving. The dark-haired man uses a device to analyze the woman's blood, detecting 4 potent toxins. This dude is seriously thorough in his observation. He remarks on the miraculous nature of the woman's survival, prompting the masked figure's curiosity about her identity and the brutal treatment she endured. The plot thickens. Mr. Rat, impatient, suggests leaving the dying woman, prioritizing partying as the most important thing. This guy's priorities are seriously messed up. He accuses the dark-haired man of wanting to save the woman. I sense a budding bromance, or rivalry. Esau vehemently denies wanting to save her, claiming to be the most evil villain in Golden City. Sure boy, we believe you. Relieved, our hero urges them to leave. He seems a little too easily convinced. The dark-haired man watches as the gravely wounded woman struggles to crawl. Is there a flicker of something other than evil in his eyes? A dramatic thunderstorm erupts over the city. Classic Manhwa weather change. A trash can overflows in the downpour. Even the trash cans are feeling the drama. 2 figures walk through the rain as narration explains the cleansing symbolism of the storm. Time to wash away the sins and evidence. The injured woman lies in the rain, tears and blood mixing with the downpour. This scene is tugging at my heartstrings. A tattered teddy bear lies beside her in the rain, symbolizing lost innocence. Okay, now I'm officially crying. The woman continues to crawl through the rain and debris. Her sheer will to live is impressive. Another shot of the woman painfully crawling, leaving a trail of blood. This girl is tougher than she looks. Despite her horrific injuries, a faint smile touches the woman's lips as she clutches the teddy bear. This is some serious emotional whiplash. Close up on the woman and her teddy bear as the rain continues to fall. This bear is clearly very important to her. The woman sits up, clutching the teddy bear, rain washing over her. This feels like a turning point, or a final stand. The dark-haired man returns to the injured woman with an umbrella. Knew it, he couldn't leave her. Esau now stands over her in the rain, his expression unreadable. Is he here to save her or finish her off? The scene shifts to an operating room in Nightmare's Nest. Time for some mad science. Inside the operating room, Cheese asks Esau if he knows what they are about to do. Oh boy, this can't be good. Esau calmly states they're operating, holding a scalpel. Yep, definitely not good. Esau operates on the now unconscious woman as Cheese looks on. From observing to operating, that escalated quickly. The rat questions Esau's sudden change of heart, pun intended, about saving lives, reminding him of their goal to become the most evil villains. This friendship is hanging by a thread. Esau explains their goal of creating a bioweapon, Final Calamity, powerful enough to destroy the world. as one does. The ominous silhouette of Final Calamity looms large, embodying pain, sorrow, anger, and despair. This doesn't look like a cuddly bioweapon. Isao further explains the need for a host with a trace of pure goodness to control the Final Calamity. Goodness, in a villain's lair, preposterous. The woman, now bandaged and on a medical bed, is revealed as the perfect host for Final Calamity. Turns out her extreme suffering has a purpose, a villainous one but still. Cheese worries about the woman's severe injuries. Even evil villains can show concern apparently. Isao declares they must immediately conduct the Final Calamity experiment. No time like the present for world destruction, right? They divide the tasks for the experiment. Teamwork makes the dream work, even when the dream is global annihilation. The ingredients for the experiment are shown. Ember Angel's withered left arm, collecting villainous body parts, just another day at the office. Emerald Empress's sorrowful right eye, sounds like a powerful and depressing ingredient. An artificial heart, the endless heart modified model. This experiment is getting more and more Frankenstein-esque. Corroded cocoon of despair fetal blood. Okay, that's just nasty. Isao and Cheese stand over the woman, ready to begin the experiment and create a miracle. A miracle of destruction, that is. Our hero holds a photo of the purple-haired woman. Time for a flashback, perhaps. Yes, it was a flashback. A blonde woman sees the photo and asks what they should do now. She looks concerned. Isao outlines the plan for observation, cultivation, and testing. Standard procedure for any good or evil scientist. Isao coldly states that if the woman proves to be a failure, they will dispose of her. No room for sentimentality in the supervillain business. A close-up of Isao's determined and slightly sinister face. He's not messing around. A display case of masks. Gotta have options for your villainous attire. A desk with a map, a red glowing crystal, and papers. Plotting world domination, no doubt. The room is shown from a wider angle, revealing a portrait of a dark-haired woman on the wall, and Isao asleep in bed. Is that his mother? Isao sleeps peacefully. Even villains need their beauty sleep. Our hero has nightmares about being kissed by that same beauty. That's one way to wake someone up. Isao, now awake and annoyed, wonders why he can't sleep. Someone's got a case of the Mondays. Isao touches his fangs. Puberty is hitting him hard, even villains aren't spared. Isao stands in the hallway, likely on his way to investigate. Time to find out who dared to disturb his slumber. Isao observes the blonde woman, Final Calamity, in a containment tube, noticing her trembling. Looks like the experiment was a success, kind of. A closer view of the trembling woman. She doesn't seem to be enjoying her new superpowers. Isao wonders if Final Calamity is afraid of sleeping alone. Maybe she needs a nightlight. Our hero decides it's none of his business and walks away. So much for villainous empathy. Isao walks back to his room in his stylish villain slippers. Comfort over style, even for evil masterminds. Isao, back in his room, finds the blonde woman licking his face again. In his mind, obviously. Seriously, what is with this woman and licking? Isao activates a switch. Is he finally going to put a stop to this licking madness? Isao tells Final Calamity he will take her to a nice place to sleep. Let's hope this nice place doesn't involve more experimentation. Final Calamity looks surprised, maybe a tad too hopeful about this nice place. The scene shifts to Isao's base, level 7 high-risk experimental subject observation area. Time for a villainous show and tell. A savage dragon, high-risk experimental subject number 8 is introduced. Now this is what I call high risk. The monster expresses his anger towards Isao. Looks like the nice place wasn't so nice after all. Isao introduces Final Calamity to the other experimental subjects. Welcome to the freak show. A dragon demands to be let out and threatens Isao's soul. Someone's not a fan of captivity. Isao is finally able to get back to sleep, now that Final Calamity has company. Nothing like a good old-fashioned monster mash to lull you to sleep. Isao happily settles into bed. Sweet dreams. The dragon and Abyssal Eye talk about Final Calamity. Looks like the introductions went well. The Abyssal Eye and the dragon continue their conversation, wondering what Final Calamity has to do with them. They're about to find out. The dragon laughs at the idea of a small human being the Final Calamity. Don't underestimate the small ones. The Abyssal Eye joins in the mockery. This is getting awkward. Final Calamity trembles in fear. Maybe she's not so powerful after all. The dragon offers to become Final Calamity's steed if she can break the white crystal wall. Now that's a tempting offer. Abyssal Eye echoes the sentiment, offering to be her pet. Suddenly, Final Calamity is popular. Final Calamity touches the wall. Is she going to accept the challenge? Final Calamity's arm starts to glow with fiery energy. Things are about to get heated. A close-up of Final Calamity's fiery clawed hand. That looks dangerous. The dragon and Abyssal Eye realize what's happening. Uh-oh, they might have underestimated her just a little bit. Final Calamity punches the white crystal wall. Time to break some barriers. The dragon and Abyssal Eye marvel at Final Calamity's power. Turns out she's not so weak after all. Final Calamity breaks through the white crystal wall engulfed in flames. Boom. Final Calamity emerges from the flames with a fiery arm. She looks ready to rumble. Final Calamity examines her new fiery arm. New arm, who dis? The dragon, impressed, bows to Final Calamity, called it new steed acquired. The Abyssal Eye begs Final Calamity to help melt their prison as well. Looks like she's made a couple of new friends and followers. The dragon bows again, offering his services. He's really committed to this steed thing. Abyssal Eye joins in the pleading. They're quite the persuasive pair. Esau sleeps and mumbles mom, mama. Even evil masterminds have mommy issues. Cheese sleeps soundly with a bottle in hand. Someone's having a good night. Esau wakes up to a blaring alarm. Someone's about to get a villainous wake-up call. Esau rushes out of bed as the alarm blares, and Cheese wakes up groggily. Time to deal with the consequences of their little experiment. Esau and the rat rush towards the elevator. Emergency? The escaped subjects are identified: Savage Dragon, Abyssal Eye, and someone from room F203. Esau is confused as room F203 should be empty. Plot twist. Esau demands to see the surveillance footage. Time for some detective work. Cheese shows Esau the footage on a device. What could possibly have gone wrong? Esau realizes Final Calamity has manifested the transplanted left arm. Well, that's not good. The dragon and Abyssal Eye attack Esau and the rat. It's payback time. Esau interrupts the chaos. Time to put an end to this little rebellion. Close-up of the Savage Dragon's menacing face. He's not backing down. The Savage Dragon unleashes his fury on Esau. Looks like someone's got a score to settle. The rat fires a weapon at the Savage Dragon. Fight fire with something else equally destructive. The Savage Dragon is hit by the attack. Direct hit. The Savage Dragon is confused by the attack. What was that? Esau reveals it was a grenade filled with dragon spider eggs. A close-up of Esau's sinister eye. He's always one step ahead. The Savage Dragon remembers what dragon spiders are. Not a pleasant memory, by the looks of it. Esau confirms the dragon spider's parasitic nature. This guy knows his monsters. The Abyssal Eye takes advantage of the distraction to attack the Savage Dragon. Opportunistic much? Esau prepares another weapon. He's got a whole arsenal of nasty surprises. Esau stands in the elevator, ready to unleash his next attack. He's not giving up without a fight. The Abyssal Eye is hit by Esau's attack. Bullseye, the creature curses Esau, blinded by the attack. That's gotta hurt. Esau asks the remaining monsters if they'll continue fighting or return to their cages. Time to make a choice. The Savage Dragon declares they won't surrender as their big sis is on their side. Big sis? Who could that be? The Abyssal Eye agrees, boasting about their big sis's power. This big sis sounds formidable. Esau questions who this big sis is. He's about to find out. Final Calamity appears. Speak of the devil or big sis. Esau is shocked to see Final Calamity. This is not how he envisioned things going. The Savage Dragon explains Final Calamity's powers to Esau. Looks like he made a big mistake underestimating her. The dragon continues pleading with Final Calamity to avenge their imprisonment. They're putting a lot of faith in their big sis. Final Calamity stands ready to fight. Time to show Esau what she's made of. Cheese asks Esau if he has an emergency protocol to suppress Final Calamity. Good question. Esau admits there's no way to fully suppress Final Calamity. Oops. Final Calamity approaches Esau. She's closing in. The girl falls, apparently slipping, clumsy even with superpowers. Esau is surprised by Final Calamity's sudden fall. What just happened? Final Calamity tackles Esau. She's not giving up that easily. The Savage Dragon taunts Esau. Looks like he's enjoying the show. The Savage Dragon continues taunting Esau, reminding him of his big sis's wrath. Someone's feeling confident. Final Calamity licks Esau's face again. She really likes licking, doesn't she? The Savage Dragon is shocked by Final Calamity's actions. What is she doing? Final Calamity licks Esau again. This has to be some kind of torture method, right? Esau asks the beauty if she's done yet. She's not playing around. Esau gives up and agrees to move. Anything to avoid more licking and biting. Esau wipes Final Calamity's face and tells her to stop licking. He's reached his limit. The Savage Dragon is confused about the situation. What's going on here? Esau complains about the monsters destroying his isolation room and disturbing his sleep. Someone's grumpy. Final Calamity presses the elevator button while Isao and the rat look exhausted. Someone's not used to an all-nighter. The elevator descends, down, down, down into the depths of the villainous lair. The savage dragon complains about being forced to wear a confinement suit. Even villainous dragons have their fashion preferences. The abyssal eye cries as onions are thrown into its containment area. Looks like someone's got a sensitive eye. 9-headed Hydra hatchlings sleep peacefully. They look harmless for now. 2 of the Hydra hatchlings wake up. Time for a midnight snack? A blonde, green-eyed girl presses her face against what appears to be a glass surface, looking surprised. The girl, now seemingly in water, looks up with a curious expression. Tiny bubbles float around her. A dark-haired person with striking red eyes observes the girl. Our hero poses the question of where to let the high-risk experimental subject sleep. A rat-like character dressed in a suit leans back with a relaxed, simple expression and a wide, toothy grin. He's clearly got a plan. Cheese suggests the girl sleep in the Isao's room, much to the latter's horror. The dark-haired character protests vehemently, calling the rat a dumb rat. Static noise interferes with the surveillance camera footage of the Golden Poppy Hotel, prompting a request to restore the image. Detective S682 is trying to fix the issue. The camera restarts, the image clears, and a purple hue washes over the scene, revealing something disturbing. S682 successfully restores the camera feed. The restored footage reveals a gruesome hallway scene with multiple skeletal remains, implying a horrific event. Someone observing the feed wonders what happened. A close-up of a detective hand's reveals the flesh is gone, leaving only bone. The observer remarks on the terrifying nature of the monster responsible. Detective coughs, indicating he was poisoned. The head of the operation asks what happened. A gloved hand shows signs of purple, corrosive poisoning, confirming the cause of death. The person reports being poisoned. The camera captures the legs of a figure approaching the poisoned agent. The dying agent recognizes the approaching figure as the monster responsible. A silver-haired woman with pointed ears, seemingly in command, appears with a monstrous, shadowy figure behind her. A close-up of the monstrous figure's maw as it descends towards S682, who cries out in fear. The shadowy figure is preparing to attack. The camera feed is disrupted again with a desperate "no" as the monster attacks S682. The screen indicates a loss of signal. The command center frantically attempts to contact Detective S682 after losing the camera feed, demanding a situation report. The connection is glitching badly. High-risk experimental subject number 0 specific biological code, unknown, special experimental observer encounter time, episode 9. This sets the context for the chapter. A friendly reminder from Isao advises observers of experimental subject number 0 to always wear a full-body chemical protection suit. A crudely drawn figure in a hazmat suit illustrates the point. The Ratman suggests his companion let the girl sleep in Isao's room, while our hero calls him a stupid rat for even considering letting her near his own space. Cheese explains that the disaster girl only feels close to the dark-haired man, and it's safer for him to keep an eye on her. He's trying to rationalize his suggestion. Isao questions why the girl is so attached to him, revealing that the rat added Isao's soul extract, disguised as wine, to the cultivation tank. He suspects this is the cause. Our hero is furious because the rat man drank his soul extract, thinking it was wine. Now it's clear why the experiment went wrong. Isao panics, realizing they've lost their last insurance against the disaster girl going berserk. The girl appears behind them, having overheard the conversation. The girl dives back into the water tank, splashing happily, seemingly unfazed by the previous discussion. She appears playful and oblivious. The girl's legs kick playfully in the water as she continues to interact with something in the tank. The focus is on her lower body as she moves. The dark-haired man yells at the girl to get out of the water tank, telling her that Xiao Ju is not a toy. He's starting to lose his patience. Ignoring the man's order, the girl continues to play in the tank, prompting the increasingly frustrated man to repeat his command to leave immediately. The rat man watches on, amused. At his wit's end, the dark-haired man grabs the girl's leg and tries to pull her from the tank. He's determined to get her out. The girl, now out of the tank, looks surprised and a little irritated as water splashes around her. She wasn't expecting to be dragged out. Isao falls back, soaked and groaning, after the girl's unexpected exit from the water tank. It seems she might have retaliated. A close-up shot of the soaked, almost translucent fabric clinging to the girl's chest as she leans over the fallen man. This emphasizes her physical presence. The girl now sits atop the prone dark-haired man, looking concerned. Her wet clothes are still clinging to her. Another perspective of the girl sitting on the dark-haired man, droplets of water running down her back and legs. Her expression is serious. The man pinned beneath the girl tells her to get off, complaining about her weight. He is clearly annoyed and uncomfortable. Now somewhat recovered, the dark-haired man orders the girl, referring to her as Disaster Girl, to never enter Xiao Ju's water tank again. He has regained control of the situation. Isao tells the girl he's going to sleep and leaves her to the rat man's care. Cheese isn't thrilled to be left with the responsibility. The rat advises the dark-haired man to be gentle with the Disaster Girl, as the consequences of her going berserk are unimaginable. He's worried about what she might do. The dark-haired man questions the rat man's description of the girl as a soft girl, since she's an experimental subject. He doesn't understand the concept of being gentle with her. The girl, now chibi-fied, vomits on the dark-haired man. This highlights her unpredictable nature. Soaked and slightly embarrassed, the girl looks down, appearing more pitiful than disastrous. She seems to regret her actions. Sighing, the dark-haired man decides to let the dirty girl take a bath. He realizes he has no other choice. A steaming bathroom with a bathtub and a basket of clothes is shown. This is where the girl will bathe. The bathtub is filled with running water and bubbles, preparing for the girl's bath. The scene is calm and serene, a contrast to the previous chaos. The girl, still in her wet clothes, raises her arm playfully as the dark-haired man warns her not to touch anything. He anticipates further trouble. Isao scans the girl with a pathogen detector, confirming she's clean. He is thorough in his approach. Despite the girl being clean, the dark-haired man is disgusted by the thought of an experimental subject using his bathtub. He's a man of principle and hygiene. The dark-haired man instructs the girl to bathe herself and leaves. He wants nothing more to do with the situation. The girl, left alone in the bathroom, tilts her head with a confused expression. She seems unsure what to do. The dark-haired man sighs in frustration, reflecting on the situation. He's regretting his involvement. Isao points to the door, emphasizing his instruction for the girl to bathe. He's being very clear about what he wants. The dark-haired man tells the girl to take off her clothes. His gloved hand gestures towards her. A chibi version of the dark-haired man adopts a stern pose as he instructs the girl to take off her clothes and get in the bath. He's trying to maintain authority. The dark-haired man instructs the girl to take a bath and asks if she understands. He gestures towards the tub. The girl nods in understanding, agreeing to the man's instructions. She seems cooperative. The girl begins to undress, but the dark-haired man, flustered, stops her, saying she should wait until he leaves. He's embarrassed by the situation. Isao reminds himself that experimental subjects don't have genders, and he should remain objective, trying to quell his embarrassment. He's failing miserably. The girl continues to undress, and the chibi-fied dark-haired man's nose bleeds at the sight. His attempts at objectivity have shattered. The girl accidentally splashes the chibi-fied man as she enters the tub, and he cries out in surprise. His suffering continues. A hand turns on the shower head. It seems someone is finally going to bathe. Our Casanova has tissues stuffed in his nose to stop the bleeding caused by the girl's earlier splash. He looks worse for wear. Now sporting sunglasses and nose plugs, the dark-haired man resigns himself to personally bathing the troublesome thing. He's accepted his fate. The dark-haired man washes the girl, who is happily gurgling in the tub. He looks like a reluctant caregiver. Shampoo is dispensed into a hand, ready for the girl's hair. Bath time is in full swing. The man gently lathers shampoo into the girl's hair. He's surprisingly good at this. The dark-haired man tells the girl not to move or open her eyes while he washes her hair, lest she get shampoo in them. He's taking his bathing duties seriously. Isao asks the girl to tilt her head back so he can rinse the shampoo out. He's meticulous in his approach. The girl closes her eyes tightly to avoid getting water in them while the man rinses her hair. She's following his instructions. The man comments on how deceiving the girl's biological carbon-based shell is, implying she's more than she appears. He's still suspicious of her. The shower head drips, signaling the end of the bath. The bathroom is quiet and peaceful. The dark-haired man tells the girl to dry herself, declaring that he is not her maid. He's done pampering her. The man removes his nose plugs and throws them into a bin, reiterating that even if she is the disaster girl, he won't take care of her. He's trying to be tough. Isao slips on some spilled water and oh, this looks bad. Classic comedic timing. The man falls into the bath with the girl. Shocked by the sudden turn of events, he can't seem to catch a break. The girl is splashed with water as the man falls in. She's back in her element. Sitting in the bath with the girl, the man groans in pain from the fall. He's seriously questioning his life choices. The dark-haired man laments not using the sterilization room and a high-pressure water gun on the girl. He really doesn't like getting wet. The girl watches the man with a curious look. She's probably wondering what his next move will be. The man and girl are now both in the bath, blushing. This could get awkward. The rat man enters, holding a collar, and mentions finding a riot collar, in case the final disaster attacks. He's interrupted a potentially compromising scene. The rat man looks at the pair in the bathtub. He's misinterpreting the situation. The rat man, thinking he's walked in on something private, decides to leave them be. He's chuckling to himself. The rat man adds that if the dark-haired man is going to do that with a high-risk experimental subject, he should probably wear a fluid protection suit. He's leaving nothing to chance. Esau yells at the rat man to get lost, flinging the soap bottle at the door as it slams shut. He's mortified by the rat man's assumptions. The rat man reflects that despite his alchemy skills, the dark-haired man is still a little virgin. He's clearly amused by the entire ordeal. A woman on the wall assures the rat man that the young master's preferences are perfectly normal. This adds a layer of intrigue. Seriously trying to regain some semblance of control, the dark-haired man dries the girl's hair with a towel. He's determined to finish the bath time routine. The dark-haired man opens a drawer and retrieves a hairdryer. It's time for the final step. He plugs in the hairdryer. Nothing could possibly go wrong now, right? The girl looks at the hairdryer with a slightly apprehensive expression. This foreshadows potential issues. A close-up of the hairdryer's nozzle, highlighting its shape. This becomes important later. A gloved hand fires a pistol. This is a flashback to a previous event. A shadowy figure in a trench coat and fedora holding a gun is revealed as Bullet Gentleman. This explains the girl's fear in the next panel. The girl's frightened expression suggests she recognizes the hairdryer's shape as being similar to a gun, likely triggering a traumatic memory. This adds depth to her character. The dark-haired man decides to dry the girl's hair for her. He's being more caring than he intended. Esau notices the girl has disappeared, leaving only the stool behind. Where did she go? The man wonders where the girl went while holding the hairdryer. He's confused and a little concerned. A silhouette behind the shower curtain indicates the girl's hiding place. The mystery is solved. The dark-haired man wonders what the girl is doing now. He's anticipating more trouble. The man reaches for the shower curtain. He's about to discover the girl's hiding spot. He demands the girl stop messing around and asks if she knows what time it is. He's reaching his limit again. The girl cowers in the tub, clearly afraid of the hairdryer. This confirms her traumatic experience. The man realizes the hairdryer is the source of the girl's fear. He's starting to put the pieces together. Our hero deduces that the hairdryer resembles a handgun and triggered the girl's memories of being hunted by Bullet Gentleman. He finally understands her behavior. The man sighs, calling the girl a troublesome experimental subject. He's starting to feel sympathy for her. The girl continues to whimper softly, huddled in fear. She's clearly distressed. The man gently calls out to the disaster girl, trying a softer approach. He's learning to be more patient. The girl looks up hesitantly, her green eye filled with apprehension. She's still scared. The man begins to dry the girl's hair with the hairdryer. He's determined to help her overcome her fear. The girl is startled by the hairdryer turning on. She's not ready yet. The girl shrinks back in fear as the hairdryer approaches. Her trauma is still very real. The man adjusts the hairdryer setting. He's trying to make the experience less frightening. The girl cautiously peeks at the hairdryer with one eye closed, starting to relax. She's making progress. The man pretends to use the hairdryer on himself, trying to show her it's harmless. He's being silly, but it seems to be working. Exaggerating his movements, the man playfully aims the hairdryer at his own face. He's embracing the absurdity. The girl giggles, finally amused and no longer afraid. The man's plan has worked. The beauty now sits comfortably, experimenting with the hairdryer herself. She's conquered her fear. The girl happily dries her hair, enjoying the experience. She's completely at ease. Esau regrets putting in the effort to create the girl if she's just going to stay up late playing with a hairdryer. He's back to being exasperated. A chibi version of the dark-haired man angrily scolds the girl for playing with the hairdryer and tries to take it away. He's had enough. The girl is startled by the man's sudden outburst. She wasn't expecting him to get upset. The man retrieves the key to a drawer. He's going to lock the hairdryer away. The man promises to let the girl play with the hairdryer in the future if she behaves and orders her to go to sleep. He's using bribery as a tactic. The girl agrees, sighing with relief. She's tired and ready for bed. The man ponders where the troublesome girl should sleep. It's the question that started this whole mess. The girl yawns, looking sleepy. She's definitely ready for bed. Our hero states his unbreakable rule as an alchemist: no experimental subjects on his bed. He's setting boundaries. The man notices something off-screen. What is it? The girl is asleep in his bed. his unbreakable rule has been instantly broken. A chibi version of the man tries to pull the girl out of his bed. Furious that she disobeyed his orders, he's not going to let her get away with this. The girl sits on the edge of the bed after being woken up, while the man sulks. She's towering over him. The man lectures the girl, telling her that as an experimental subject, she's not allowed on the bed. He's trying to assert his dominance. Isao instructs the girl to sleep on the floor and not to make any noise or sneak into the bathroom for the hairdryer. He's laying down the law. The man turns off the lights. It's finally time for bed. A small bedside lamp remains on, providing a dim glow. The room is now quiet and dark. The man lies in bed, relieved to finally be able to sleep. He deserves some rest after this ordeal. Despite being tired, our hero is afraid to leave the girl in his bedroom. He's still concerned about her unpredictable nature. The man peeks out from under the covers. What is he looking at? The girl is sleeping peacefully on the floor. She seems harmless for now. Reassured by the girl's peaceful slumber, the man decides it's time to sleep. He's exhausted. The man stirs, sensing movement. What is the girl doing now? Isao tells the girl to stay put and go to sleep. He's getting annoyed again. The man sighs, thinking everything is settled. Is it really? Our hero wakes up with a start. Something is definitely wrong. The man demands to know why the girl is acting up in the middle of the night. He's not happy. The girl is sweating and trembling, seemingly having a nightmare. This explains her restlessness. Our boy looks at the girl with a concerned expression. He's starting to worry about her. In the cheese room, a rat-like creature drools over a magazine featuring scantily clad women. The magazine title seems to be a play on Playboy, but the text is too stylized to be sure. A closer look at the magazine reveals two alluring women, one blonde and one redhead, striking poses. Someone's finger is turning the page, anticipating more. A young man with dark hair and red eyes expresses his disgust at the magazine's content, holding it dripping with what appears to be saliva. It seems our rat-man friend wasn't exactly discreet with his reading material. The young man tries to wake the sleeping rat creature, referring to him as a stupid rat. Clearly, there's a history between these two. Annoyed, the young man complains about the rat creature, calling him an idiot mouse for leaving all the trouble to him. The cheese-patterned blanket suggests we're still in the cheese room. The young man's subtle smirk and glowing purple eyes hint at a mischievous plan forming in his mind. What could he be plotting? While the rat creature slumbers, the young man presents a strange insect labeled a backfood stench bug. This can't be good. Equipped with a gas mask and a lighter, the young man prepares to unleash the stench bug's potent aroma upon the unsuspecting rat creature. Looks like the prank is about to commence. The stench bug proves effective, causing the rat creature to vomit a rainbow. That's some serious stink. The rat creature, now awake and furious, confronts the young man about the stench bug attack. He accuses the young man of payback for being saddled with Disaster Girl. The young man feigns innocence, claiming he came to ask if the rat creature needed an extra blanket. Smooth, real smooth. The rat creature's suspicious grin suggests he doesn't entirely believe the young man's blanket excuse. He suspects it's intended for Disaster Girl. The rat creature rants about the young man's concern for Disaster Girl, highlighting his supposed attempts to care for her. He's clearly not buying the innocent act. The young man explains his meticulous bedding schedule, which leaves no spare blanket for Disaster Girl. This guy takes his sleep seriously. Sunday and Monday are Ouroboros days, symbolized by an infinity snake on the blanket, representing cyclical renewal. The sun and moon imagery reinforces the cyclical theme. Tuesday and Wednesday are dedicated to alchemical research, with a blanket covered in alchemical symbols. The green glow and surrounding lab equipment add to the atmosphere. Thursday is for purifying the elixir of life Azoth, which is purple. The young man uses a solid purple blanket, his mother's favorite color. A mysterious woman watches over him. Friday is dedicated to criminal artistry, a TV show. The young man uses an officially licensed Jack of Hearts bedding, complete with a masked figure lurking in the background. The rat creature points out the young man's obsession with Disaster Girl, revealing that he printed her projected form onto a blanket. Talk about dedication. The young man confirms his Disaster Girl blanket, explaining his lack of a spare. The rat creature labels him insane, which might be a fair assessment. The rat creature questions whether the Disaster Girl is truly disastrous, hinting at skepticism about her abilities. He seems to find the whole situation amusing. The young man insists that Disaster Girl hasn't passed the required tests, so she doesn't qualify for the title yet. He's very serious about his classifications. Annoyed, Cheese states he only has one blanket and refuses to give it up, ending the discussion. This blanket drama is getting intense. The young man questions why a rat, like the rat creature, would need a blanket. He makes his way to the blanket storage area, a place of organized comfort. The young man grumbles to himself about something. The stylized lines suggest internal frustration. The young man opens the Saturday locker, containing the special Disaster Girl blanket. The green light on the locker indicates its significance. The young man gives Disaster Girl the blanket with strict instructions on its care. She seems receptive, kneeling before him. Disaster Girl sleeps peacefully under the blanket, wearing some kind of armored clothing, further emphasizing her potential for destruction. The young man considers fitting Disaster Girl with an anti-riot collar, foreshadowing her potential for chaos. He admits his brain is fried. Disaster Girl looms over the young man in her sleepwear, looking rather imposing despite the cute outfit. She appears to have glowing green eyes. A pocket watch displaying Thursday, April 1st of the year 337, New Era, hangs in the air. A crow is perched on top, ready to cause some mischief. The mischievous crow pecks at the watch, seemingly using it as an alarm clock. A skull is clutching the pocket watch. The crow yells at the young man Esau to wake up, proclaiming him the greatest alchemist of the century. Quite the title. Esau grumbles about the alarm and lack of sleep, blaming Disaster Girl. It seems the crow's alarm clock tactics were successful. Esau starts to wake up under the purple blanket, his hand visible. He seems unaware of any company. Esau senses warm breath near his ear and wonders if it could be someone specific. His expression suggests a mix of suspicion and curiosity. Esau's suspicions are confirmed as he finds Disaster Girl snuggled up next to him in bed. He panics, wondering how she got there. Disaster Girl sleeps peacefully, seemingly oblivious to Esau's alarm. Her choker adds a touch of intrigue. Disaster Girl continues to sleep soundly next to Esau. Her relaxed posture contrasts with Esau's earlier panic. Esau observes that Disaster Girl doesn't seem very disastrous while sleeping. He's clearly starting to see a different side of her. The rat creature bursts in, asking about Esau's sleep and Disaster Girl's whereabouts. He's holding a carton of milk, interesting breakfast choice for a rat creature. Esau feigns ignorance about Disaster Girl's location. The rat creature's ears perk up in suspicion. The rat creature, worried Disaster Girl might be in a dangerous area, orders Esau to check surveillance cameras. He seems genuinely concerned. Esau tells the rat creature to go to the monitoring room first and that he will catch up later. He looks annoyed but compliant. The rat creature agrees and leaves, but Esau eyes him suspiciously. What's he up to now? The rat creature notices Esau's blanket moving and alerts him. Esau questions his sanity. Disaster Girl is revealed under the blanket, startling both Esau and the rat creature. Esau realizes something is amiss. A flustered and sweaty Disaster Girl emerges from the blanket, caught in the act of sneaking into Esau's bed. Busted. Esau confirms that Disaster Girl snuck into his bed last night. He seems resigned to the situation. The rat creature teases Esau about Disaster Girl, assuming a romantic interest. Esau denies it, but the rat creature is persistent. The rat creature continues to tease Esau, getting sprayed with something for his trouble. Esau is clearly not happy with the assumptions. Esau angrily tells the rat creature that he sprayed him with concentrated stench bug gland extract, something developed to deal with city heroes. The rat creature is shocked. Esau reiterates that Disaster Girl climbed into his bed, demanding the rat creature drop it. He prepares to start testing Disaster Girl. The rat creature measures Disaster Girl's height. He advises her to lift her head for accurate measurement. The beauty's height is recorded as 171 centimeters. The formal attire suggests they're taking this testing process somewhat seriously. The rat creature teases Esau about Disaster Girl being taller than him. Esau insists he doesn't want to kiss her. Disaster Girl steps onto a scale for her weight measurement. Here we go. Disaster Girl's weight is measured at 64 kilograms. The rat creature is suspicious, referencing something about an ash angel left arm. The rat creature prepares for the most critical part, chest measurement. Disaster Girl looks apprehensive. Esau explains the lung capacity test to Disaster Girl, instructing her to take a deep breath. Esau demonstrates the lung capacity test, blowing into the tube. The beauty prepares for her turn with the lung capacity test. Esau encourages Disaster Girl to blow hard into the tube. Esau urges Disaster Girl to blow into the tube, not into his mouth. Things are getting awkward. Disaster Girl mistakenly blows into Esau's mouth, leading to an accidental kiss. The accidental kiss continues, with Disaster Girl lifting a surprised Esau. The rat creature enters, asking if the lung capacity test is done, completely oblivious to the scene before him. Disaster Girl collapses on Esau, gasping for air. The rat creature is starting to get used to the chaos. Disaster Girl recovers from the intense lung capacity test, wiping a bit of drool from her mouth. Our Casanova turns on the water faucet. Esau gets splashed in the face with water, classic slapstick humor. The rat creature laughs at Esau getting splashed, teasing him about being kissed by his own experiment subject. Esau tells him to shut up. The rat creature continues to tease Esau, calling him a stupid rat. Esau is getting increasingly annoyed. The rat creature asks if Disaster Girl's kiss was sweet, causing Esau to angrily turn on the faucet again. Esau tells the rat creature he's handling the rest of the tests. The rat-like creature with a terry towel on its head agrees. Disaster Girl performs the sit and reach test, her flexibility rated within the normal human range. The beauty runs a 50-meter sprint. Her lower body power is also rated within the normal human range. Then Disaster Girl tests her grip strength, again falling within the normal human range. All in all, Esau and the rat creature discuss the test results, noting that Disaster Girl seems physically normal so far. The rat creature suggests moving on to combat mode, and Disaster Girl seems eager to participate. She holds a game controller, suggesting a potentially unusual combat test. Esau proposes pitting Disaster Girl against the most bloodthirsty experimental subject they have. His glowing eye indicates this will not end well for someone.